Alright, so it's finally the last time to move these pigs. They're in this little paddock here. Pretty much wore out their welcome in here. And butcher date's in about 30 days. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little pig lane that goes all the way up to there. There's a paddock built up there. And we're going to just kind of, nice, easy, gentle move. I'm just going to set up some temporary fence and kind of get going with that. This is going to be temporary, so I'm just going to kind of tie this up a little bit. Nothing fancy. Just something to make a connection. And something I could cut off or untie later, you know, pretty easily. Alright, so now I'll just cut this fence and merge it in with the next one so they're all the same. And then just kind of wind it up here to kind of keep it tight still. Okay, so now this paddock is connected to this pig lane, and we'll walk up here and I'll show you where it's connected to up there and how we're gonna energize this entire couple acres. And this is just your standard electric wire rope, the thin stuff. And it's pretty cheap. It's like 20 or 30 bucks a roll, and it's like 1,300 feet. I'm gonna grab my battery tester here. And then these fence posts are like $2. They're pretty, they're quick. That's what I like about them. The step-ins, I do have some rebar homemade ones I made for a little bit cheaper, but you know, you gotta hammer them in. And then up here we're connected. So there's some that stretchy stuff that goes in between here is like a gate. And then down here is where we're gonna have everything set up. So now I already had this set up from last time. I moved 2 pigs up here. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be much easier just to move these 2, because moving like half your herd versus the whole herd, it's much more complicated doing the half herd. So I got my ground rod right here. I got my fence energizer. This is DC and AC. You're going to have positive, just go to one of these wires. And your negative, go to your grounding rod. And then you're going to hook up, I got a battery in here. I keep my battery out of the rain. We're going to hook up positive to positive, negative to negative. You can see this click on. I'm going to cover this up so it's out of the rain. And we'll get our little chart or our tester out, test this thing out. So there you go. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It says 9.9. It's hitting hard. I like to put this on, it's like half, so it only hits every couple seconds versus every second. And we'll test this throughout the whole way too. So I'm gonna put this back in here where it belongs, out of the rain. All right, we're gonna try to get the pigs up here on their own type deal. I'm not gonna force them in here. They don't need to go up here like right now. They can kind of go on up there themselves. Once they get up there comfortably, then I'll block it off so they can't get back down here. And they already have a water up there from before, and then there's plenty of water sources around there as well. And what I'll do is tomorrow I'll start feeding them in this pig lane or up there if they'll just follow me with the bag. And they might. And I have a bucket of eggs here, and they know what this bucket is and what it looks like. So we'll kind of try that out. But right now I'm going to test this paddock, make sure it's energized. And it's hitting at 9.9, which is the max this thing can read. Reality, it's 8 joules. The one they're used to is 1 joule, so there's a huge difference as far as shock value. Getting them across that maturating line is the biggest part. Once they get past that, it'll be a lot easier. But once I start feeding them over here only, then they'll definitely come on their own, you know, pretty easily. It'll just take a minute or two, a day maybe. At most. This one's already kind of coming. Other one's a little bit more weary. I'm not trying to rush it. That pig in the back doesn't want to come. I'm definitely not going to try to scare a pig over here and have them blow through the fence and then realize they can get through a fence, no problem. So what I'll do is I'll just leave this food on the ground. I'll let them eat. Tomorrow I'll come down here. I will feed them right here. You know, like half of what they normally, and then the other half I'll kind of walk them up. Once I get them walking me and following me, then I won't have an issue at all. But like you see that one pig back there, she's not having it. She's like, nah, I'm good. I already fed them a ton of food today because I wanted to keep them away from me while I was doing this fence. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Try to get them up there, and I want to show you guys like what it's going to be like for them living up there. Well, this one wants to just kind of follow me up here anyways. The other one's down there. This one I'll kind of show her new digs. So maybe she'll like it and she'll train the other one to come kind of come up here. Like I said, you want to make it easy for them. You don't want to scare them. You do not want to rush them. You do that, they blow through this fence. I mean, the 300-pound animals, 350, something like that, they can easily run through this fence, no problem. They're just so mind trained to not go near it that, you know, that's what's like more of a psychological barrier. And you know, this is much better pasture wise, or you know, wooded area for them. There's a lot of acorns and pine cones and all that good stuff out here for them to get up on. You know, she's testing it out, and I'm gonna leave this open for them for the next couple days. So as she feels more comfortable, she'll walk up here and kind of get to it, or not. And then as she gets more comfortable walking back and forth, she'll actually bring the other pig up here. So that's the best part about it, is once you got one that goes, the other one will kind of follow suit in time. You know, like I said, you don't want to rush anything at all. She probably followed me up there because she probably still thought I had some some food in my hands or something like that. But again, we'll come out here tomorrow. Well, it's the very next day, and it didn't really take them much. I just kind of drove my side-by-side over here, and they know what that means. It's usually feed time. So I'm just gonna kind of walk them up here. I'm gonna give them a couple days to kind of get used to coming up here on their own. Again, I do not want to be scaring them at all. So I'll start feeding them up here, and then maybe they'll start hearing me coming from the roadside, and then I could just you know, feed them that way. Have them come up here, and then maybe after a couple days I'll lock them on up here and be done with it. And of course, I'm not going to pressure them. Just going to kind of let them be at peace, eat their own food, and check back on them again tomorrow. Alright, this is the second day of feeding them up here, and they kind of just walked up their own. And just like that, now they live here. I'm gonna bring their water up here, feed her. I'm gonna leave the fence up too for a day, just in case they get through. At least they know like where their home is. I don't want them to freak out and just like start running around the pasture. Let me get that water up here and then make it a little bit easier on them. Alright, just want to show you guys how easy it is to move a couple pigs with just some electric rope and some fence posts, charger. Pretty easy. Took me a couple days, not really trying, just kind of pushing them up here at their own leisure. I didn't want to rush them, and now that they're in here, they can't get out. I mean, they can buck through the fence if they want to, but that's why I'm gonna leave this this tunnel here, this lane, just in case. But for now, we're gonna keep an eye on them. I'll come up here twice a day and feed them, once in the morning, once at night. That way they can get the full 10 pounds a day, and then they get, you know, fulfilled. They don't want to bust out of here. But I assume that since they're here now, they're gonna want to explore in here, and hopefully they start ripping through all this and having a good time. Well, hey, if you guys like watching these kind of videos, you know, hit that like button, subscribe. Really helps out the channel out. Thanks for watching.